Hi, I'm Shaul. In this video I'm going to compare two 35mm lenses. Not the ones I demonstrated a few weeks ago. Those are two other lenses. I'm not going to tell you what they are just yet. But I will put up a poll in which I will ask you to evaluate them in comparison. So I'm shooting now with, let's call it lens number one. Anyway, this is not the topic of this video. Sony recently released its most recent iteration of bread and butter full-frame camera, the a7V. It's a class of cameras that is supposed to do everything quite well, but it does not specialize in anything, in stills, in videos, in certain genres. It is a general purpose model, a general purpose class of cameras that is geared towards versatility. It can produce almost anything you want, albeit not in the most professional manner. Neither of its features are class-leading or state-of-the-art. It's a more modest class, both in its features and in its price, of course. Unfortunately, there's been quite a lot of drama around this introduction. You see, the a7V is a very good camera, but it lacks a few features that other models made by other manufacturers in the same price range have, such as RAW recording or open gate video recording, whatever that means, and a few others. Of course, it offers some meaningful improvements compared to the older model, the a7IV, that was introduced 4 years ago, I think, and it should. The technology has since moved forward, and the a7V is generally more or less quite competitive in the current market. More than that, I think that most of the missing features are not really relevant to most of us. If you do need a more specialized video camera, you should really look at cinema offerings, like actual cameras designed to film for the large screens in the cinema theaters. Neither of the cameras in this class are designed to do that. I would like to refer you to David Stidham. He's an old-time videographer who explains in a very coherent way the differences between photography cameras, video cameras, and cinema cameras. Apparently, there is a clear difference in the way the sensor behaves, the way it is tuned, the look those sensors produce. According to him, all Sony's cameras are designed to shoot video, except one, except Sony Venice, which is a proper cinema camera. The Sony a7V is a hybrid camera. It is not specifically designed to shoot video. In fact, I would argue that it's mainly a photography camera, like all other cameras in this class. They contain a viewfinder, they are tuned for high resolution, for high contrast, for the resolving of small details in a very clear, very sharp manner. It is made to make the best of Sony's lineup of very sharp, very high resolving power lenses. Sony, unlike other manufacturers of similar cameras, does not play around with its optics. It does not offer a single lens that prioritizes dimensionality or an organic, natural look. Perhaps it is caused by an inferiority complex Sony has. Its EF mount is engineered to support an APS-C sensor, not a full-frame sensor. So it is a little bit too narrow. And Sony is busy proving that the lenses it makes, the images it produces, are just as sharp and just as clinical as images made with other, more wide mounts. So the entire Sony ecosystem is designed to make those very sharp, very detailed images. The lenses are very sharp. The sensors are tuned for high contrast. They are perhaps the best resolving cameras in the market right now. There is another important argument to make. None of the bread and butter cameras are designed to encourage users of other systems to switch mounts. The Sony a7V is made to convince Sony users to upgrade. I don't think Sony dreams of enticing Canon, Nikon, Panasonic users, etc., to switch over to Sony's system using this camera. There are other cameras that might do that, especially the Alpha 9 III with its global shutter that is truly a state-of-the-art camera that offers clearly superior capabilities. The A7V is designed to compete with other cameras with its class and its feature set, to prevent Sony users from switching, especially to Nikon, because the Z mount, as we all know, can be used with Sony E-mount glass. If you are a Sony user and you want to specialize in certain genres, or in high-end video, I think you better look elsewhere. This is clearly not a specialized camera in any way. That is not to say that it will not do an excellent job of 95% of the scenarios presented to it. I'm now filming with a different lens. Let's call it lens number 2. It has similar specification to the first lens, but it might look a little bit different in its rendering. So just to remind you, there's a poll. The link is in the description below. Please let me know what you thought of each of those lenses after watching this video. Thank you for that. Look, I'm a Nikon user currently. I haven't always been a Nikon user, but I've been using mainly Nikon gear for a good amount of years now. To tell you the truth, I hardly had a look at the a7V. I did not even read its specifications properly. I only watched a video or two discussing the new features, the capabilities this camera offers compared to other cameras on the market and compared to its predecessor, the a7 IV. Just to orientate myself as to where the bulk of the industry stands right now. I am not interested in this camera because I am invested in Nikon. Another reason is I'm quite happy with what I have, which is not the state of the art, even in the Nikon ecosystem. I'm using the Nikon ZF, which is a 2-year-old camera, and it is technologically lagging a little bit compared to the more sophisticated cameras Nikon has to offer. But I like the ZF. I like the images it produces with proper glass mounted on it. And I like the versatility it offers. I don't need anything else. If I had anything else, it would be overkill. So, looking at the new Sony a7V, my first reaction was, no thank you, I'm fine. But then, hiding within all this drama, all this noise, there was one feature that really interests me. And it's not what you may think. It's the AI-assisted auto white balance. A feature like that, an improvement, a real improvement to auto white balance, is something I've been missing in my photography forever. If I had a reliable auto white balance at all times, it would enable me to save a lot of time, because I could use the JPEGs coming out of the camera more often and spare myself all this processing time in which I edit or manipulate raw files in order to make them look the way I like. I know Sony users have been complaining about the color science of the Sony cameras, and a lot of it might be related to faulty evaluation of color temperature. However, the problem of erroneous evaluation of white balance, of color temperature, is not unique to Sony. As a Nikon user, I can tell you that Nikon cameras have always been plagued by a similar issue. It is not talked about so much. Maybe it's a little bit better than Sony's auto white balance, but it is there. It's problematic. I think that from what I've seen, only Canon might have a better system. And of course, Olympus, which I used before I converted to Nikon system. So kudos to Sony for trying to resolve its issues, instead of just adding more and more features that are already working in a satisfactory manner in its older iteration. What really matters is whether the gear you use give you what you need in practice, whether it supports your actual work, not things you might want to do one day, because more often than not you will never do them. It's not about capabilities, it's about practice, it's about the real world use. There are two kinds of photographers in relation to new gear. There are those who carefully dip their toes in the new water to learn about the temperature, to educate themselves about the limitations of the gear they use. And then there are the ones who jump in head first. When they want to make something, they just do it with whatever they have. And if the results are not good enough, they slowly pull back. Myself, I'm not a toe dipper. I'm a head-first jumper. I used to shoot in low light with very limited cameras. If you ever shot with one of the old 4/3 cameras with old sensor technology made by Panasonic, you will know what I'm talking about. Those cameras had absolutely no dynamic range. They blew highlights like crazy. They were really noisy in the shadows, even in the mid-tones, at ISO values of 800. So they were clearly not suited for low light. But some of my best low light photography, some of my best what I call dirty photography, made in dark pubs, in horrific lighting conditions, were made then with those very primitive, very problematic cameras. Was I happy with the results I got? Well, no. Mostly not. But I still use that old gear. And apparently the images I got were sufficient. They were just enough to be presented. It seems that the more capable cameras get, the more we tend to be toe dippers. We don't have the courage to just do what we need to do with whatever we have in our hand. And the limitations are getting very specific, very small. Do you really need to shoot video in RAW? Don't you have anything better to do with your time except waiting for a computer to crunch these enormous files? Do you really shoot so much sports that you need a colossal reading speed of the sensor? Well, probably not. You can probably manage with way older gear. Right, those are my thoughts for today. Please fill up this little poll about those two lenses. It will only take you a minute, and it will be very helpful. And please tell me what you thought about this video, whether you are a toe dipper or a head-first jumper, whether you need specific features in your gear that would make your life easier, or your photographs or video a lot better than what can be produced with your current gear. If you like my channel, if you wish to support it, please consider buying me a coffee. It's a nice gesture between gentlemen. You will find the link in the description below. Thank you for watching, and see you again soon.